Hey, 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 ho, 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 it's holiday beer time, here we go! Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the show. I hope you're excited today. I am very thirsty. We've got ourselves another German imported beer for us today, courtesy of the Costco German imported beer calendar. So, day 18 out of 24. We've only got a handful left, and there's been a lot of sleepers hanging in towards the back end here. We saw an Imperial Pils yesterday just surprisingly take a number 5 spot in the top shelf. So I'm very curious what today is going to bring. Yeah. So without any further delay, let's get started with another fantastic episode of Holiday Beer Time Review. But before we dive into today's beer, let's go ahead and take a look at where we left the stack off yesterday, see how things are shaping up. So looking at the top 5, we got our Leidenberger, the Husener Trunk, a nice Weiss beer, our friend the Zwickel, and the new to the crowd Turbo Prop Imperial Pils. Everything else is, it's all good in their own right. We're not gonna cast shade at anybody here, but everyone else is slowly kind of moving down the stack. Yesterday we witnessed the downfall of the Great Maria with a bosom full of beers. Which rocked pretty hard for a nice Helles beer. Kind of a plain Jane, but, a lot of good, round, full bodiness going on in there. But ultimately, we will not find out Miss Marie with a bosom full of beer's destiny until we tear open today's beer and tomorrow's beer and the next day's and the next day's and find out how they all compare to each other on the stack, on the great pinnacle of greatness, or will they fall to the back end where it tastes like watery beer.
Oh no.
I don't know. You don't know. We don't know until we tear open today's beer. So enough of this screwing around. Let's go ahead and find out what's on tap today, shall we?
Oh yeah.
Today we've got the Erl Hell, a Bavarian full beer. From their website, a Bavarian light, tasty and harmonious. The quick light for in between. The writer's drawing and lettering were taken from the oldest Earl Brow sign above the regulars table of the Brewery Inn, which we will explore later on today. Artisan brewed with 100% Hallertau natural hops. It's fresh in taste as it is neither briefly heated nor pasteurized. Now we take a trip to Bavaria once again. Look at this beautiful street. Total cobblestone street. Beautiful colored houses, and there we go, the Earl Brow Brewery Inn. Let's go ahead. Thankfully, oh, here we go. Down that street right there is the actual brew facility. This is just the inn. So as we can enter in the inn, look at this classy, old school little check-in. We got a public sink for some reason. I guess that's super European. And then over here we've got the actual bar area, which of course we know we can go into and explore. Thank you, Google. And here we go. Look at this gorgeous setting around here. There's the bar, all the nice little tables. Things real dark colored wood. Beautiful area. Tons of seating. Tons and tons of seating. I like this little back area too. It's very classy. But also they have rooms. If you're interested, go ahead and get yourself a room here. Here's a little taste of what one of those rooms might look like for you. A very, very cool deal. Now that place seems so cool. And the even cooler part is when I checked out the prices for how much it costs to stay at the inn, it's like just over $100. There was quotes between $102 and $110 a night, which you try to find that kind of deal at some place that's not a Motel 6 in America. It's probably not going to happen, much less something that as classy and as charming as that lovely Brewery Inn. So, if you're ever in the neighborhood of Gelsenkirchen, which is down in Bavaria, kind of to the southeastern portion of Germany, go check it out. I mean, do yourself a favor and book yourself a stay, because how can you beat that? $100 a night? Are you kidding me? You can't. That's unheard of. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get into this bad boy today. Find out what Erl's all about. Ooh, nice and foamy on the top. You can hear it even when you open it. How carbonated it is. Get our Steeler sniff right off the tongue. Oh boy, I'm nervous about this. That's got a real Kind of real skunky taste to it. Wish me luck. Now, I saw this other dude on the interwebs doing the same thing I'm doing. And he just dumps these beers into glasses. And for shit's sake, it actually works pretty well. Screw this careful pouring business. And of course, remember, we got to swirl in case there's any fermentation stuff left in there. That was good enough. All right. So, color-wise, we got some nice color here. Don't mistake the green for real-life green, just due to the nature of the lighting of the set right now. It's a really nice gold, clear color. You know, it's not too yellow. It's not too watery looking. Let's go ahead and take a sniffer of this bad boy. Yeah, just basically nothing but malty and I mean, there's a little hop fragrance there. That's where you get the freshness out of it. I guess, you know, I don't know if I would have called this thing fresh smelling. I don't know. I mean, it definitely smells like beer. I mean, it doesn't necessarily smell like bad. There's something's different about it. Well, I guess we'll find out what's so different here in a second. Let's taste this thing. Not too much going on there. You know, when the website said it's an in-between beer, it's like whenever you want to, I don't know what you're in between. Maybe you're in between beers. But this is really light. Really, really light. It's refreshing. It's got kind of that, it does have kind of almost like a skunkiness to it. I wonder what kind of malt profile they're using. It's really, like, it's not a bad skunkiness. Skunkiness is probably a bad word for it, but it's got some kind of acrid kind of funk to it, which I don't hate. Like, it doesn't taste like a Sunday morning frat house carpet, but kind of.
Ew!
Like, it doesn't taste bad at all. It's just there's something reminiscent of days past. I don't know what that is. I mean, it's not stopping me. It's pretty dang good for a Helles beer. Now, this is definitely a Helles beer as far as a full-bodied flavor. I mean, it's really not there. We're talking, here we go. Let's just empty that bad boy out. It's light, it's crisp, it's refreshing. There's nothing, you know, it's got a kind of an interesting character to it with kind of that funkiness going on in there. But not overly impressive. Nothing extraordinary popping out at me here. It'll be a real interesting deal when we factor in where this thing's going to sit on the stack. But hell, I'm just sitting here. I'm taking swigs off of it, back and back and back and back. It's definitely not bad. Nothing says don't drink me. Every time I swallow, kind of get the taste going, and then I go, I need another one. That should say something about this beer. Yeah, I don't know what that funkiness is, but I like it. It must just be a part of the malt profile, or even maybe what kind of yeast they're using on it. But yeah, the in-between beer. Shout out, Erl. You're killing it in your in-between game. So, now that that's all done, let's go ahead and throw it up against the stack, and we'll see where Erl falls in line. And Chloe says, Erl, not too shabby, sitting there on top of most of the Helleses, just underneath Marie. Marie getting back up on that top shelf, just barely. But shout out Erl. I mean, one hell of a shout out to Erl. What a dude. I mean, for what this is, it's a light, light-bodied, in-between beer. I mean, they spell it out right there on the website. It's pretty fantastic. And as I've let this thing settle over time, I'm looking at all this yeast and what's probably a little bit of mash particles and the proteins and all sitting in there floating nice and happy. I have a feeling that has something to do with kind of that extra funk that it has, which is probably, it was probably the key factor in pushing this thing up as high as it is. I mean, it doesn't sound that great when I go back and listen to the earlier commentary on this thing, but I mean, strong showing. I mean, it's solid, mid-tier. It's hard to compete with some of the more heavier beers in this one. You know, Miss Maria, Bosom Full of Beers, that had a lot of specialty going on there. This is a real close call between whether or not Marie got over the Erl or the Erl got one over on Marie. But ultimately, I'm happy with the placement. I like it. I'm actually a huge fan of this beer. And I know the next time I go to Germany, at some point, I'm definitely going to be making a trip down to Bavaria. I want to stay at that inn, and I want to get as many of my Erls on as I can possibly handle without, of course, being that American. So anyways, that'll do it for day 18, everybody. We're coming down to the wire here. We only got to the 24th. So Christmas Eve will be our final finale before we, of course, get into the weekly regular beer show, which, you know, some sneak peeks on that coming your way very, very soon. But until then, cheers, everybody. We'll catch you all tomorrow.
Welcome to the south of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you